The movie begins with a witch stabbing a lady with a sickle while she is lying face down on a table, shackled. The witch seems to be performing a ritual or offering to the darkness. The lady, who turns out to be a princess of the kingdom, screams out in pain, but no one can hear her as they are in the middle of the forest. In the kingdom's castle, the prince, Edison, talks to his mother, the queen. His sister, who was supposed to inherit the throne, ran away. Because of this, he is being pressured to marry soon to secure his status as future king. She wants him to marry a princess named Sophia from another powerful kingdom, to form a strong allegiance. However, the prince is already in love with someone. The girl is Thalia, a former princess who lost her status after her father passed away. He meets up with her in the garden, professing his love for her, even asking if she wants to just run away so they can be together. Thalia assures him that she will understand if he needs to marry another woman for the sake of the kingdom. She knows that Edison has a responsibility to the kingdom, and understands if it means sacrificing their love. The queen calls Prince Edison, and as he leaves, the witch from earlier appears and approaches her, offering a basket of apples. The kind Thalia refuses, but the old woman insists. To return the favor, Thalia offers to help the woman find her way home. They reach the witch's cottage where her daughter, Sophia, is waiting. Sophia compliments Thalia's hair and invites her inside. Thalia takes a look inside, where she finds rare plants and some trinkets. As she turns around, she sees that the witch is pointing a knife at her. She starts feeling scared. She opens the curtain behind her and finds the missing princess, almost lifeless and bleeding. She begs them not to hurt her. As she steps back in fear, her finger gets pricked by a needle from a spindle, and she falls into a deep sleep, just like the Sleeping Beauty's tale. The mother and daughter laugh at her. 8 months later, Thalia is still in a slumber and she is currently pregnant. Edison visits her daily, waiting for her to wake up and spend their lives together with their soon-to-be-born children. It seems she is having twins. Sophia, the witch's daughter, is now engaged with Edison and finds him in Thalia's room. She asks him to spend the night with her instead, as they are soon to be wed. Edison goes with her but bluntly tells her that he doesn't love her. He also states that as soon as Thalia wakes up, Sophia will be out of the picture. The witch is in front of the fireplace and performing an Ouija, calling on the Dark One. The Ouija board moves and a demon appears. The witch covets the kingdom. This is the last kingdom she has to conquer to take full control of the land. However, seeing as Edison is set to be king, she cannot take over it yet. This is why she is pushing for the marriage between her daughter and Edison. Her daughter covets Edison and will do everything to get him. The witch is never contented and is asking for help from the demon. In return, she will provide the demon with human offerings to satisfy its cravings for blood. After the ritual, she hides the Ouija board under the rug. The queen comes in and talks to her. She states that she does not want to push through with the wedding, seeing as her son does not love the witch's daughter. The witch is evidently triggered by this. She hands her a cup of tea. She asks the queen where her daughter is. The queen thinks that her daughter is going on a journey to find her own path in life. However, the witch hints that she knows where she is. The queen feels weak after drinking the tea, which turns out to be poisoned. She falls and feels paralyzed. The witch starts stabbing her repeatedly and then takes out her heart. Sophia walks in and is not shocked by the scene in front of her at all. She is just complaining about Edison not loving her. Her mother assures her that Edison does not have a choice anymore, but to marry her since his mother is gone. Meanwhile, Leyland, a servant, tends to Thalia and cleans her up. Leyland harbors sexual desire for Thalia, thinking that she feels the same way, even though she is unconscious. He lifts up her skirt, and it is revealed that the children she is bearing are Leyland's and not Edison's. He has been taking advantage of her state. Then he positions himself on top of her and takes advantage of her again. The next day, the body of the queen is discovered, and Edison is in shock. The witch and Sophia take advantage of the situation and brainwash Edison to marry Sophia as soon as possible, to assure the kingdom that everything is fine. He discovers that his mother has been poisoned, and the witch convinces him that the culprit is the maid. She promises that she will take care of it for him. The witch finds the maid and accuses her of poisoning the queen. The maid denies it, but the witch drags her in the dungeon and straps her there. Then she sews her mouth so she stays silent forever. Leyland goes to Thalia again and starts kissing her. He sucks her fingers lasciviously and unexpectedly sucks out a needle. This causes Thalia to awaken. Leyland spreads the news in the castle, and Edison immediately goes to see her. Thalia's memory is hazy about what happened to her, but as soon as she sees the witch and Sophia, she gets an ominous feeling. In the library, two maids are cleaning when one of them expresses pity for Thalia. She confesses that she saw Leyland has been touching Thalia and knows her child is his. The witch sees them, and the maid tells her about her discovery. This news delights the witch, knowing it will help to make sure Edison marries her daughter. The witch summons the demon again in the dungeon and offers the maid's blood as a sacrifice. After drinking the blood, the demon gives her the rest of the body to use for herself. Meanwhile, Leyland is fuming in anger upon overhearing Edison claiming Thalia's unborn child as his. A maid sees him and tells him that she knows what he has been doing and will make sure he gets punished for it. Leyland attacks the maid to keep his secret. Then, he drags her body to the dungeon where the witch is. They both discover each other's crimes and then decide to be allies. The next day, Edison tells Thalia that he will find his sister. If his sister comes back to take the throne, then Edison will no longer need to marry Sophia, as the kingdom will have his sister as the new queen and ruler. Then, he and Thalia can finally be together. Thalia is helping the witch with the wedding dress Sophia will wear. Then Sophia comes in and talks to her mother. The two start laughing together, and seeing this, Thalia's memory of the day she was attacked comes back to her. She now remembers that the two of them attacked her. Then, Thalia's water breaks, and the two bring her to the dungeon. The witch decides to deliver her babies, intending to use their flesh. While pinned down, Sophia reveals to Thalia that the babies are not Edison's, but Leyland's, as he has been having his way with her. When Edison comes back that night, Sophia tells him that Thalia has left. In truth, she is in labor in the dungeon. The babies are stillborn, and the witch takes their bodies, not even letting Thalia touch them. Sophia cuts up the poor bodies, and her mother is pleased, saying their blood will make her skin look much younger. The next day, a maid is cleaning up when she hears someone shouting and finds Thalia in the dungeon. She tries helping her escape, but Leyland finds them and stabs the maid. Thalia recognizes Leyland, and after knowing what he has been doing to her, she stabs him until he's lifeless. Thalia proceeds to look for her babies and finds the bloodied blanket in the living room. Then she sees the pot in the fireplace and has an ominous feeling. She opens the lid and sees her. This fills her with rage. She finds the witch and Sophia and tries to attack them, but the two gang up on her. They pin her down and Sophia strips off the skin on her face, leaving her with a monstrous look. Then, they go out for Sophia and Edison's wedding happening that day. In rage, and after losing everything, she chooses to turn to the dark side. She finds the Ouija board under the bed and summons the demon. The innocent and kind Thalia is no longer, and she makes a deal with the demon. She wants exact revenge on those who wronged her. The demon gives her a mask, and the next second, a white flash is seen. Then, we are taken to the wedding reception, where the newlyweds dance and celebrate with their guests. Thalia walks in, wearing the mask the demon gave her, and a wedding dress. The witch and Sophia cannot believe she is still alive. Edison recognizes her, but she no longer has love in her heart. Edison notices that she is not acting herself, and takes off her mask, revealing her skinless face. Then, Thalia tries to stab Edison. Seeing this, all the guests scurry to leave the ballroom, but the doors are locked. Thalia is on a rampage and starts attacking every single one of them, satisfying her bloodlust. Once everyone is taken care of, she goes after the witch and Sophia. Sophia stumbles while running and asks her mother for help, but the witch just runs for her own life. Sophia gets up and hides in a room. Thalia goes back to the palace and in front of the fireplace. Edison finds her and she shows him the pot, asking him to open it. Edison is shocked at what he sees. Thalia is raging with anger and starts stabbing him, then brings him down to the dungeon. Then, Thalia finds Sophia, and in revenge, she strips off her scalp, taking away the hair she so loved. Next, Thalia finds the witch who is packing her belongings, getting ready to flee, even without her daughter. She only loves herself after all. The witch summons the demon, asking it to take Thalia away as a sacrifice. The demon reveals that she made a deal with Thalia as well, and does not harm her. The witch is now being cast aside by the demon she worshipped so much. Then, Thalia stabs the witch in the neck, and with the help of the demon, she severs the witch's head from her body. Edison awakens and finds the bloodied and bald Sophia. She begs him to put her out of her misery. He refuses to do so she takes his knife and stabs her instead. Then, he finds Thalia. She tells him they can finally be together, now that all the enemies are gone. He realizes she is no longer the Thalia he knew, and tries to defeat her, but she stabs him with a needle from the spindle. He instantly falls into an eternal slumber, just like what happened to her. Then, Thalia uses the Ouija board and spells, "You are mine." The last scene shows Edison, lying in Thalia's bed, in a deep slumber. Thalia touches his face and looks at him possessively, saying, "Edison is hers, forever." Then, the room's door closes.